Hi, my name is Ward and I was born and raised in the city of Bethlehem. And while I was growing up, I noticed how my hometown is always filled with visitors, with tourists who wanted to come and see where Jesus was born, who wanted to walk in the footsteps of many characters of the Holy Bible. This is the Holy Land after all. This is where it all began. So the Holy Land thrived for many centuries. The Holy Land is a tourism-driven industry. However, because of the bad situation in the Middle East, and especially in the Holy Land, and due to the lack of Christian pilgrims, many of these families who traditionally relied on pilgrims have lost their main source of income, and in many cases responded by leaving the country and leaving their homes behind, which in turn created a problem that we are facing today: the dramatic decline in the number of native Christians that still live in the Holy Land today. Palestinian Christians in the Holy Land, specifically in the city of Bethlehem, used to be more than 80% of the total population. An overwhelming amount of Christians living in Bethlehem only 100 years ago. But today, they roughly amount to 10% of the total city's population. And their number is declining every day. In fact, the Christians of the Holy Land are almost only 1% of the total country's population, alongside, of course, the Muslim and the Jewish population. So we need to support their existence as much as we can, because it is very conceivable that in the very near future, the Holy Land will turn only into a museum without any living Christian presence. And why is it very important to support these people? Because these people are the living proof of our Christianity. These people who live in the Holy Land are the descendants of the followers of Jesus Christ. They are not people who were converted into Christianity by missionaries. They lived while Jesus was alive, they followed Jesus and his disciples, and still exist in the Holy Land today. In fact, the Aramaic language that Jesus used to speak, which many people think does not exist anymore, still exists in the Holy Land today. And many of these Christian communities that live in Bethlehem speak and pray the same language. That is why it is very important to support these people. We are trying to preserve the rich Christian culture. We are trying to protect the old habits and traditions that existed back when Jesus was alive, that exist nowhere else in the world today. And I'm sure some of the people who visited the Holy Land know exactly what I'm talking about. So it is not only important for us, Palestinian Christians, but it is also important for all the Christians around the world who want to stay connected with their faith, who want to stay connected with the land of Christ. We ask them to look out for their fellow Palestinian Christians and help us spread their story.